Hi, this is Tracy with Traces of Inspiration. I am here to encourage. I'm speaking to those who God has spoken to you clearly, and you know that you know that you know that you've heard from God. And everything is not lining up with what God has spoke to you through his word, what he has declared through a prophet, or what he has revealed to you in a dream, or whatever fashion that God has chose to confirm this thing to you. That word that he gave you, I'm here to encourage you to not let go of it, to hold on. You know what God told you. And a lot of times, like when God reveals things, it doesn't just happen like instantly. It literally is a revealing that takes place first, and then a process to accomplishing or obtaining the very thing that He has promised to us. So I am encouraging you that no matter what, hold on to that promise. Hold on to what God has declared. Even though physically things are not lining up with what God has shared with you, still hold on to it. Because at the right time, through your patience, through your endurance, you will see it manifest. There's things that God is doing right now in the in between that is preparing you for that ultimate thing that He has promised you. There may be people that try to make you doubt, right? There may be people that try to make you change direction in what you're believing. But stand your ground. Stay firm. Hold on to what God has declared and showed you and told you. There may be situations that try to tend to make you believe or think something differently. But when you know that you know that you know that you know that you heard from God, hold on to that word. God gave it to you in order for it to fuel you into the next step or the next he gives you the next step of what will help you get to that destiny or that purpose or that ultimate goal that he has promised and told you. So I tell you to fuel yourself in his word. Surround yourself by people who will pray and cover you. Like constantly remind yourself of God's promises and stand on that word until it is true. I'm here to let you know that, there's certain things that God has promised me. And there's certain things that took a while to happen in my life. But I had to stand firm on what God believed me, even when it made me look crazy. When other people would look at me and say that, man, like you're crazy, you're still holding on to this. I would think about Noah. Literally, Noah was told, create the ark. Mind you, it was a drought around that time, right? But he was told, listen, I need you to create an ark. Luckily, he obeyed. Because despite him building the ark and they were mocking him like ha ha ha, like what are you doing, like there's no water that comes here, but he knew what God told him. And in the end, he saved his life. His wife was saved, his sons and their wives were saved, and like a whole nation of like the animals were saved with him. You get what I'm saying? So it is so important for us to listen and obey. Like when God speaks to us, hold on to that promise. Hold on to it, because at the due proper time, it will be fulfilled. I think about Joseph and his story and his situation, like how God revealed to him, like, what his position or what his authority would be. Granted, he shared it, and those around him, because they didn't see it and because it wasn't given to them, they doubted, they got upset, they mocked him, they did evil things to him to try to hinder what God was doing or trying to fulfill in his life. But remember, when God says a thing, can nobody stop or hinder what God is doing for you. People will try to block your blessing. They will try to manipulate. They will try to come against it. But at the end of the day, God is not a liar. So what he promises happens and it is fulfilled. So I'm here to encourage those individuals who know that you have heard from God clear as day. He's confirmed it in several different fashions or forms, but it just seems like right now it's not happening. It's not occurring or it's not being fulfilled. Hold on to that promise because God is not a liar. In due time, you're going to reap that harvest. You're going to reap that blessing. Stay encouraged. Stand on what you know to be true. Read scripture about several people who were promised things and it probably took a while to happen. But at the end of the day, it was fulfilled. So I encourage you, do not give up. Do not let go of what God revealed to you. Hold on to that. You have to foster that because he gave it to you to obey it. And he's going to fulfill it at a due time and in due season. Stay encouraged. It's not easy, especially when it seems like, time is going by and you still have yet to see what God has promised you. But like I said, at the right time, at the appointed time, if you faint not, if you hold on to his promise, you will reap that harvest, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful on the other side. And I'm a living testimony of that. So this is a encouragement to somebody out there who's like down and out, who's just like, man, maybe I made it up in my head. God didn't really say this. You're starting to doubt. Like, you're literally at the cusp of your breakthrough. You're literally at the cusp of God answering your prayer. Stand firm on what he showed you and what he told you. He told you so that you could know that, with all these trials and all these things that will try to come against you to like shake you and make you like doubt. He gave you that word to stand on, to know that, because you should know God's nature, you should know his character. Like, man, God doesn't lie. So he said this, like, despite all these crazy things I'm seeing and things are not lining up with what he showed me, I have to stand on what I know God to be. And God is truthful. He is honest. He's not a liar. He's faithful. When he says something, it happens. It may not happen when I want it to, but it's going to happen. Stand firm on that. And believe me, I'm speaking to myself right now, because there's like a couple of things that are happening in my life. And I'm just like, God, I know what you promised me. And, I've shared with people, and I feel like sometimes I share things prematurely and people be looking at me like, ha, 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 like whatever, it's not going to happen. But I know the God that I serve. And if God said it, surely it will happen. He is going to bring it to pass. There's no demon, no devil, no witch, no warlock, or any hindrance or blockage that will stop or hinder what God has declared over my life from being fulfilled. Now, sometimes things may seem delayed, but at the end of the day, God is not a liar. So if he said it, it's going to happen. So I just encourage you to stand on that word, stand on what God has given you. And remember, it is so important to be confident. God said it, that's it, period. It don't matter what things look like. You don't have to prove to other people to believe the vision or what God showed you. There's some people who just gonna see it when it happens. Like that's how they believe. It's once it happened. And that's okay. Not everyone, like God showed you it. So you have to hold on to that vision. You have to hold on to that dream. And everyone will follow suit later. So sometimes it's lonely. Sometimes it feels weird. Sometimes you may feel like you're crazy, like you're making things up. But no, stand on what you know to be true. God got you, and in due season, it will be revealed, and people will be like, oh, dang, like Shirley, like she wasn't crazy as we assume. Like, legit, God did it. People are not God. God is God. So stand and rely on him and hold on to what he has promised you, and you will reap a beautiful harvest.